All right, what's up, everyone? What's up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Let's talk about gold. Now, I'm sure everyone you're seeing is posting this double top on gold right now on the GLD chart. We've got a bearish MACD crossover here as well. And, there's some things to be worried about, right? We just lost the anchored VWAP from the most recent lows. Lots of bearish signals setting up here. But does everyone have it wrong about gold, right? I mean, look at how bullish this chart is. Is this something that is like screaming a short to you guys, right? Just because it's been so powerful and just because it has the formations of a double top, right? There's something called the plumber's pivot, which I'm going to break down for you guys, but it's essentially these failed topping patterns. And we'll look at these a lot more closely, and you'll see that you see all of these bear traps, right? All of these plumber pivots end up resulting in higher moves in gold whenever the bears are really looking for the flush. All right, so we'll break that down in today's video and show you guys what it is that I'm paying attention to and what I think you really need to be paying attention to a lot more, which is the dollar, ticker symbol DXY, the Dixie. All right, so these two typically move inverse of each other. We've got a head and shoulders here on the dollar, and we've got a double top on gold. So if you're someone who is all about the technicals, right, and you're saying that I'm a technical analysis trader, well, how are you going to make a bearish bet on the dollar and a bearish bet on gold? Typically, those two things, those two trades don't align, and most of the time they move inverse of each other. Now, there are exceptions. It's always not going to be a one-on-one, 100% perfect inverse relationship. But the dollar really, really respects technicals, guys. All right, take a look at all these different chart patterns, right? We had a breakout retest here, right? We had an inverse head and shoulders here. We had a cup and handle here, right? And now we're back to that head and shoulders. So I'm going to dive into these charts a little bit more and really break down what it is that I'm watching and paying attention to in today's video. It's going to be a good one, but as always, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only, and it's not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So be sure to read through the disclaimer. Now, I did start a completely free newsletter for you guys as well. It's called Investment Intelligence, giving out free, valuable finance and trading content. And if you enjoy the content in these videos, you'll really enjoy the newsletter, and you can get those sent directly to your inbox. Now, there is a website associated with the newsletter, so you can go back, read some of the previous articles. You can keep up with the newsletter articles through the website, however you want to do it. But if it's something that you want sent in email directly to you, sign up for that using the link in the description below. And you can also get into the Investment Intelligence Discord for only $1 before the end of May. All right, using promo code May24, your first month will just be $1, as I've got a lot of really cool features and packages that I'm unveiling and releasing to the public here very shortly. And so everybody who's in the Discord before that will be grandfathered into all of those amazing features and packages. And afterwards, everybody's going to have to pay separately for the Discord and for all of these different things. So it's a really great bargain if you just get in now for $1 before May is over. Now, let's start off here with the double top. Okay. Yes, this is about as textbook as it gets when it comes to a double top formation. Okay. People often confuse this right here, okay, which is nothing more than resistance, overhead resistance. People confuse rejecting two areas of resistance as a double top, right? A double top, this is the beginning of a double top, but that formation right here is not confirmed until you break through your neckline right here, which is just going to be below 212, right? If we are able to actually break below this double top neckline here, then that's going to be the confirmation, right? You break below, and typically you would want to see a retest and then rejection and a move down lower. That's going to be your actual confirmation of the double top. All right. But so many times, as I'm about to show you guys, you will see these bearish patterns and these bearish setups fail in a bull market. Okay. It's just that simple, guys. Remember, at the end of the day, gold is in a bull market right now. The stock market's in a bull market right now. Right. And in bull markets, you tend to see bearish patterns fail. Right. That's just a fact. That's just a statistic. Just like in a bear market, you tend to see bullish patterns fail. Right. And, look how great this chart looks on a weekly time frame. When you zoom out, right, and you take a look at the bigger picture, right, we still haven't hit our Fibonacci extension target here of 234. Now, can we pull back along the way? Was this a super strong and very aggressive move to the upside? Yes. But this is something that me personally, I would rather be looking for a potential long setups in, right? And where can I find an opportunity for the next long side move? Because clearly the trend here, if you look at the left side of the chart, it's lower left to upper right, right? And if you look at over the past since, year or two, it's also making higher highs here, and it's a very strong uptrend. So, I want to be looking for the long opportunities, and that's what I'm focused on, right? When you look at this, right, take a look at what we've got here. The potential for a plumber's pivot to happen, right? Where everybody and their mom sees this double top here. They're getting short, they're ready to get short, and they're going to push the gas on even harder if we come down to this neckline. But so many times you see these failed patterns, right? And this is just in gold. This is something that I've seen in Bitcoin. This is something that I've seen in tech stocks. This is something I've seen in industrial stocks, retail stocks, so many different sectors all across these markets. In bull markets, you see this plumber's pivot pattern, right? And what it is, it's essentially where, you fail to get the flush, right? The bears are looking for the flush here, okay? You got a potential double top here, breaking through the neckline. And what happened? We failed to flush, guys. You fail to flush. You need to call the plumber because you can't get the stock to flush, right? And that's exactly what happened. Now, these are also false moves, right? Remember one thing, if you don't remember anything out of this video, false moves lead to fast moves, right? And this happens, this can be a bearish false move leading to a bullish false fast move, or this can be a bullish false move, like a false breakout leading to a fast bearish move, right, to the downside. But in this specific case, we're seeing this over and over again, right? And, again, a little bit of a double top here, right? We're trying to break through that neckline here that we bounced off so many times, and we get a false move right here to the downside, leads to a very fast move to the upside, right? And over here, what do we got here, guys? We've got a head, we've got a left shoulder, we've got a right shoulder. Now we've got a head and shoulders, another bearish pattern setup right here. All right. And rather than us coming through and playing out this head and shoulders, what do we see? We come down to where the neckline is of that, right? And what happens? We bounce off of there. So all the bears are pushing the pressure on, right? Trying to get this to flush, and the plumber's pivot pattern strikes again, and we see a very fast move to the upside. The reason these moves oftentimes are so fast and explosive, I mean, look how fast this is, right? It's almost like a vertical straight line up. Same thing over here, almost a vertical straight line up. It's because shorts are also getting squeezed out of this, right? So you have people selling and who are now covering those positions, buying back the stock, buying back the ETF in this case of GLD. And then you have people also just going long, right? Just going long in general and buying it in long. So you have people buying to open, going long, and you have people buying to close their short positions, and it causes these really fast moves. And you see it time and time again, right? Even here, an even smaller head and shoulders pattern, right? And we come through, we fail to get the flush, and we see an explosive move to the upside, guys. And I just want people to be aware that that could be potentially what we're going to see here, all right? Now, to me, I'm not really interested in long or short at the moment. I'm going to wait and let this play out. There's no reason to rush a trade, right? If you're someone who's super focused on gold, cash is a position, right? And if you're a trader of gold and you mostly only trade gold and you don't trade stocks too much or crypto too much, now is a really good time to just sit on your hands and wait until things are clear. One thing I will highlight is below this anchored VWAP, which remember, a VWAP is your volume weighted average price. If you anchor it to a specific time, it tells you who's in control of the price action from that price point. And so from the most recent lows that we put in May, the bears are now in control, right? We've closed 2 days on a daily candlestick chart below this anchored VWAP. So the bears do get the advantage, but I just want people to be a little bit cautious if we come down here towards this neckline area of the potential possibility that, hey, we may get a little bit of a false move here, and that could lead to a very fast move potentially back up to the highs. Now, if we break and retest this zone, reject here, right? So we have a high, and, let's say we come down here, move down, make a lower low, right? So we have high, equal highs here. We have a low. Let's say we make a lower low, and then we make a, another lower high over here, okay, and reject this neckline area, then that's a good area for you to set up a good risk reward ratio to the downside. But you want to keep your stops tight on this because of the potential for that plumber's pivot pattern to really strike and cause these big, very strong moves, these false moves that lead to fast moves to the upside. And if you're shorting via options or something like that, that play can lose tons of value very, very quickly if GLD just goes up 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, as it's done multiple times in the past with the plumber's pivot. So keep that in mind, all right? Now, as I mentioned, what's more important to me from a chart perspective is the dollar right now. So you've got a double top, all right, in gold, right? It's there. It's forming. It hasn't been confirmed yet. we've got a head and shoulders here forming on the dollar, right? And, so the big question is, what do you think it's going to respect? Well, now to me, the dollar can be more important because to me, it's respected the technicals very, very well, right? I mean, we talked about it here. I mean, it doesn't get much more clean from a trend line breakout than a breakout retest, exact retest of the trend line here, and then a continuation higher, right? I mean, that's very, very clean from a technical analysis perspective. You also had the inverse head and shoulders right here, right? That thing fired as soon as we broke the neckline. Again, can't really get much more textbook than this. We actually broke out and retested right here. If you look at this candlestick, this wick back down, retested that, and then we pushed up higher, right? You also had the cup and handle over here. Okay, now this, if you look at the projected move, right, kind of like where this should take, this cup and handle, where it should have moved, you're really kind of looking for a move like this. And when you see the breakout that we got, we only went about this high. So now the big question is, was this right here a false move, guys? If this is a false move that ends up leading to a fast move, then we could see a quick move down in the dollar. And the dollar and gold typically have an inverse relationship with each other, right? So that brings us back to our head and shoulders here. I'm going to be watching this chart very, very closely. If the dollar breaks down and this head and shoulder plays out, well, then this is going to be a tailwind for stocks, for the dollar, or not for the dollar. If the dollar breaks down in this head and shoulders, this is going to be a tailwind for stocks. Okay, this is going to be a tailwind for crypto, and this is going to be a tailwind for gold, right? And this is going to be something that really could boost the next leg up in various markets, in various sectors. So I'm really watching this, right? Now, it's not a guarantee, but this is something that I think we guys, we all need to pay attention to and really pay more attention to necessarily than that double top in gold, because we've seen so many times, guys, so many times, in gold, right? If we just go back to this chart over here, all of these false tops here, right? All of these false tops where you have the plumber's pivot and you fail to get the flush to the downside that the bears are looking for, and they keep getting squeezed out, causing these rapid accelerations of price to the upside. Don't they say if something's not broken, don't try to fix it. Right. To me, this pattern continues to strike again and again and again. It hasn't been broken yet. It hasn't failed. And I really wouldn't be surprised if this happens again. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Am I an idiot? Is gold about to tank and we're about to see a massive sell-off in gold? Or do you think we have the potential for gold to continue going higher and try to hit some of these longer term bullish price targets that we've got to the upside? I'd love to hear from you guys, so let me know. Now, don't forget, you can sign up for that newsletter. That's completely free, right? If you enjoy these type of content, if you enjoy these type of videos, you're going to enjoy the newsletter. You can get those emails directly to your inbox down below. You can join the Investment Intelligence Discord, all right, for only $1. You can get in for $1 for your first month. After that, you'll pay the regular monthly fee, but you get grandfathered into all of the new amazing packages and features that are going to be accessible to all of the current members of the Discord before those things are available to the general public coming soon, very, very soon here in June. Now, you can also check out my Ko-Fi page, everyone. All right. I do lots of one-on-one sessions. Let's say you have a lot of questions, right? Maybe it's day trading dynamics, swing trading strategies, or you've got some, questions you want answered. You want to have an interactive Q&A, or, lots of people hit me up for options. Okay. And what are some different option strategies that I can use? How can I use the shares that I own, to leverage, basically those shares and get potential free hedges, or put on potential free risk reversals, right? Just by simply, using the hedges that I have without having to spend any extra capital. Or what are some ways where I can set up some really low risk and potential high reward trade strategies using options? I'd be happy to do those. I do lots of options. You just come to the Ko-Fi page, click on commissions, and in there you can book a 30-minute or a 1-hour session. They also have this really cool buy a coffee button, basically a way to leave a tip or donation for all the free valuable content that I put out there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing, right? Obviously, you made it this far, you enjoyed it, and I'm dropping content like this every single week. And I think you guys will continue to enjoy it.